Okay, folks, in this video, the Sabres have given us a choice. Let's look at it coming up. Well, this is something that was kind of on my mind today as I was thinking about the boys and the season, reflecting on it, the good start, and then the long losing streak, and it looked like we were going right down the tubes again. And I even had you guys saying, I'm not watching them no more. I can't do it, and you're all liars. You're all liars, sorry, but come on. You're gonna tell me and expect me to believe. Would you say, why tell me this? Like, yeah, I'm not watching them no more. Yeah, okay. And there you are, the next video I make commenting. Come on. Guys, they've given us a choice though. This is, I guess, the title of the video for a reason. The Sabres have given us a choice. They've given the pessimistic fans a choice. They've given all the fans a choice to believe or not to believe. Guys, not too long ago, there was no hope except when Granato came in last year and we seen life. We didn't know how much life, but it was good life. I mean, we finished, 9-11-2 last year, I think, under Granato. Am I right? Right around there? Somewhere in that ballpark, or no, it was 9-11, then we lost a few. Anyway, I'd have to check it, but you guys seen that how we closed the season out was like 9-11. Right, Granato came during that losing streak, right, okay, so, but under him, I think down the stretch, we were 9-11-2, I believe, or 3, I can't remember for sure. And we lost the last game of the year last year because I wanted to win that, so we closed out 500. Which would have been pretty darn good after the kind of season we had. So this year though, I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking about, like, I remember we had the good start. And then we went on the West trip. We went on that West trip, and we just never recovered after that. We just never did. We just kept hanging around 500, and then we took a dive. And we had to one more time get ourselves out of that mess. And this time they resurrected. This time they did. This 15-8 close is no fluke. We got 8 regulation losses in the last 26 games right now. 3 of them were in a row, so take that away. You know what I mean? And a few of those in that 3-game losing streak, I think we could have won 2 of those games. For sure, one of them. So it really does kind of suck that we didn't get one of those games, but I believe they can make up for that 3-5 not going 4-4 by beating Boston. If we can beat Boston in this game, it kind of makes up for me. And I felt kind of gypped in that, in that 8 games. I felt like we deserved a better fate than 3-5. I just did, and a 3-game losing streak. I didn't even feel like they were on a losing streak when they were. Even when we lost that 5-0 game to Tampa, they didn't beat us 5-0. It sure didn't look it on the ice. I mean, they're Stanley Cup champs. We're played like the champs, but we were in it, and we kept coming as best we could all night, and I was very happy with that. But when I look now and I'm thinking, the fans now have a choice. They really do. They can choose to be negative or positive now, because the Sabres have given you pessimistic fans more than enough proof things are changing. Now, whether you choose to believe it's real or fake is within yourself. It has nothing to do with the Sabres, us other fans, or my channel or anything. It doesn't. It has to do with yourself. If you don't believe that this team's for real, why do you keep watching? Why do you keep watching if they're winning for the first time in years like this, and you're going to be negative about it? Why? Why watch? Why even comment? Why? You know what I mean? Either you jump all in, or you're just never going to. You're going to find reasons in the future to complain. And fans like that are negative about everything. It's not just hockey. They're negative about everything. It's too sunny outside. I hate the rain. It's too cold out. I hate the winter. Oh, I miss the winter. It's too sunny right now in this July heat. I mean, you're going to get this. And when it comes down to it, the choice is from within for everybody to either believe or not believe. I've chosen to believe right from the beginning this year. I got proof, I got videos. I got backup proof if we go in a court of law. I've always believed that this is going to turn around because I've been a fan too long to know better than it's not going to turn around, you know? Now, can there be bumps in the road ahead? Absolutely. It's not going to be smooth sailing, guys. We're not just going to walk into next season and, you know, we're going to walk into the promised land and win our first Stanley Cup. It's not going to be like that. There's going to be heartbreak, especially when we make the playoffs. There'll be heartbreak, no matter what, but there'll be learn. There'll be learn, and the clock towards that first Stanley Cup, in my books, is ticking down, not up. Down. Forget the 50 years. That doesn't matter right now. What I care about is the next 5, what goes on with this franchise. I think the boys have something that I haven't seen in a team in a very long time. I would say since 2006. Even 2007 squad was pretty good too. Not as good as the 06. Not as good. The 06 squad would have beaten the 07 squad inside of 6 games. That's the way I always do it when I break it apart. But the 06 team, guys, was indestructible at one part. We know it. That 06 team, before those injuries took us down, was indestructible, the way they were going. Now, this team might have a different path than that. They might not look as good. It might be a more subtle playoff run when we get into our first playoffs. It's hard to tell, right? But the path to a champion is always what I look. I looked at, guys, how long ago were some of you, especially the pessimistic fans, will say, oh, I never said Tampa was a bad team. Lies, more lies. All those fans, all of them, guaranteed were saying, especially when they lost to Columbus 4 straight, I guarantee those pessimistic fans were saying, they're such chokers, they're never going to win a cup. Whereas as soon as they lost that 4 straight series, I was 101% convinced they were winning the cup the next year. As soon as that happened, I called my brother, I said, you know who's winning the cup next year? And he goes, yep. He knew right away who I was going to say. I said, Tampa's winning it next year, for sure. So that way, that's why this year, I'll tell you what, guys, that can still come into play for Tampa Bay, okay? And this is what we have to hope that big losing streak does for us in the future. The big losing streak last year, that awful time we all went through, kicks in 3 years down the line from now. When we're in a game 7, we're in the dressing room and they're all talking, saying, guys, we're 1 win away from the Final Four. 1 win away, you know, like, so this is where it all kicks in. And where you look at each other and say, remember where we were just 4 or 5 years ago. Remember where we were, or 3, 4 years ago, you know? And this is what I believe. We're going to have all these kind of times, guys. All these times are coming. I'm convinced of it. I'm not just saying it because I'm a fan and I'm being biased. And no. No, I said it, I could say it for other teams. I believe, like, sooner or later, Carolina's going to have a deep run because I've watched them the last few seasons look amazing in the playoffs and then crumble, just crumble. I don't know. That, to me, is a sign of a champion in the future, not a team that just can't win in the playoffs. It depends. Colorado's another one, okay? That's a tough one. That's a tough call because they're a powerhouse. I don't care if they've had 4 losses in a row. They're still a powerhouse come playoff time. And maybe they're getting out there choking ahead of time. You know, I see it from different angles sometimes, things like that. So when the boys next year come into the season, okay, I think we should all be a little more optimistic instead of pessimistic. I really do. Because they've given us proof the last month and a half, 2 months, the last 2 months, guys. If that's not enough proof that things are changing in Buffalo, what do you need? What more do you need? Like, you're not going to get a deep playoff run just because you want one. It doesn't work like that. We might become a playoff team, and it might take us 3 complete playoffs of choking in the first round to realize we got to get tougher. I hope it doesn't. I do. But that's one of my concerns. I'll tell you what, if we don't fix this physical problem on this team next year, we're done. Even if we're in the playoffs, we're done. Done. People are saying, reading fans saying things like, oh, well, you know, like goal scoring is more important than, of course, goal scoring is the most important thing in hockey. Well, la-di-da, you know, like no kidding. But you need both to be a champion. You need both. You can't just play a transition game and win a Stanley Cup. Nobody does that, nobody. So the Sabres got to address these issues in the offseason. And the choice is yours, folks. The choice is honestly yours, where you want to go as a fan. You know, that's my choice. My choice as a fan is I believe in this franchise. I believe where we're headed. I believe we're headed to a Stanley Cup. I'm not ashamed or shy to say it. I'm 100% convinced of that long before I met you guys. But there's things I see they got to fix, glaring issues. And if they don't fix those things, it's going to be another frustrating end eventually. It will be. Heartbreaking ends don't have to happen ahead of time. I would love it to be that the Sabres, first time in the playoffs, just go all the way. Like the Kings in 2012. I'd love to have a story like that. We get into the playoffs, and we're a hard-hitting team, and all our young studs were big, and all of a sudden, this big Buffalo team that's aggressive is just there. And the whole league is like, oh my God, like nobody's seen it coming but us, which is fine. It's fine. So that's it. I'm rambling. I don't want to go too much longer here, but that's the video, guys. The choice is yours. You either stick with your team. If you don't want to stick with your team, I don't know why you're even watching this video, then, you know. I think it's time that we all surrender and say, you know what? I'm just going to trust in this bunch again and see what they do in the next 3-4 years and see where it goes from there. All right, guys, God bless you. I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good one. Or in the afternoon. Have a good one, guys.